Namaskara friends, welcome back to my channel Temples of Singapore. But today we are not in Singapore, we are in Bali. Bali is a beautiful island in Indonesia, probably one of the most famous islands all over the world. An island in Indonesia which is also called an island of 1,000 temples, or even the island of the gods. Today we are visiting Taman Ayun Temple. Taman Ayun Temple was built in 1632, almost 400 years ago, by the Mengwi kings. It was built to worship the gods and also to pray for the ancestral spirits. Bali is considered the island of 1,000 temples. It's also considered as the island of gods. 70% of Balians are Hindus and the rest are Christians, Muslims, Buddhists and many other religions. Balinese actually live in harmony and everybody respects each other's religion. So in Bali you have thousands of temples because every Hindu family here has a family temple. So in the compound of their house, they normally build a small temple. So there are three types of temples. One is the family temple, one is the community or the village temple, and the other is the public temple. There are very few public temples here. There are mainly 9 public temples which you can visit. Family temples are only for their families, and the village temple is only meant for the villagers of that village. Even other Balinese from different other villages usually are not allowed into the temple of a particular other village. So that's why you see thousands of temples here, mainly because every Hindu family has a temple here in their compound. Today we are at Taman Ayun Temple. It's also called as the Royal Temple. It was built by the Mengwi kings to pray for their ancestral spirits and also to the gods. Balinese worship the Trimurti, Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara, but you will never see an idol of any god in the temples here in Bali. So in Bali, every temple has 3 levels, and every other level is actually slightly higher than the previous level. The 3 levels actually represent the 3 cosmological levels. The lowest level actually represents the earth, or where the humans reside. The second level is where the gods reside, and then the third level, which is actually at the highest level. Usually the public is allowed in the first level, so that's also where actually you'll see a lot of green lawns, typically a lotus pond and a small bridge. The way to reach the first level is also typically through a small bridge across the lotus pond. So when you visit a Balinese temple, make sure you are appropriately dressed. If not, they will give you a sarong to cover your legs. So in Bali, actually the temples are not like in India, where actually you have idols and there's a lot of prayers going on. In Bali, the temples are mainly for worshipping the Trimurtis, the Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara, but there is only a representation of them, but with no idols of these deities. That's because they also pray for their ancestral spirits in the same temple. So in Bali you will never find a temple where you will see a Ganesha Murti or a Shiva Linga or anything like that. inside of the temple is restricted only to the family members. Even in those 9 public temples, the popular public temples, like the Uluwatu Temple, this Taman Ayun Temple, the Saraswati Temple, general public is only allowed outside. The Taman Ayun Temple has a little bit of a Chinese influence in its architecture and idols. That's because one of the architects was from China. The Mengwi king actually had 2 architects. One was a local architect and the other architect was from China. So you will see a little bit of Chinese influence in this temple. So like I said, the temple structure, the second level, which is right there, is actually restricted only for the family. So right, in this case, it is restricted only to the descendants of the Mengwi king. The general public is only allowed to stroll around in the level 1, which is open for the general public. Balinese temples have a beautiful structure and carvings.
King of Mengwi, the name of the king who made this temple, Gusti Murah Sakti Lama. The king made this temple 1634 years ago.
Okay. 1632.
Yeah, 3 royal temples.
Royal Temple, yeah. The Taman Ayun Temple was designated the UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Hindus here in Bali are very familiar with Ramayana and even Mahabharata. So you will also see the influence of Ramayana in the temple architecture. So if you visit Bali, you should visit this temple. Although you can access only the level 1 or the lower level where the public is allowed, this temple is worth a visit. Make sure you read about this temple in the brochures that are given at the temple entrance, or a lot of materials are available on the internet. But remember, the temple visits in Bali are unlike the temple visits that you will probably have in other Hindu temples around the world. Because in Balinese temples, there are no idols and there is no prayers going on there, except when there is a family function and the family has a prayer and offering to the Trimurtis and their ancestral spirits. So make sure your expectations are right. So do not expect to see idols of Hindu deities in the temples here in Bali, or offerings and prayers happening here in the temples. Taman Ayun Temple also has a gallery you can visit. It shows the history of the temple and how the prayers and offerings were done many years. So friends, I hope you like the visit to the Taman Ayun Temple in Bali. Please do like and subscribe to my channel and press the notification button. Thank you and see you in the next video.